Don't fidget with them. Cross your legs, back straight up. I saw some people taking pictures when the children were standing in a row. You cannot take pictures of other children. So if you have taken pictures, please delete them. You can only take a picture of your own child. GDPR will not allow you to take pictures of anybody else because their mothers may not like it. So if you have taken pictures, I will trust you enough to take them all out. And when you do record your children, if they're reading on their own, that's fine. You take your own child, but not anybody else's, okay? That's just something that needs to be said. Okay. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الصلاة والسلام على محمد وآله الطيبين الطاهرين. Can I have a salawat, please? اللهم صل على Muhammad wa Ali Muhammad wa Ajil Farajim. Now, we've been talking about a spiritual bank, something you have inside you. Do you remember I said where you do matam? Right here. You have this bank inside you. So when you wake up at night, when you can't refer to a book, when you can't look it up on Google or any other search engine, when you're reading Salah, you can't pick up a book. So in your kunut, lots of places in life where you think, I'm stuck. I want to read something. I want to talk to Allah. So that's what a spiritual bank is useful for. Now, when I spoke to you a few days ago, we spoke about something that you do 5 times a day. What was that? Yes. Salah. And we said Salah you could deposit in your spiritual bank, and you have to do that every single day to keep this bank going. Yesterday, we talked about Quran. Do you remember? So Quran should be read even a little bit after every salah. If you can't read it, you know the surahs. So as soon as you finish salah, you would recite a bit of Quran. What was that AK? What was AK I was talking about? Do you remember? Yes. Ayatul Kursi, that's right. And what else did I say you recite when you want protection? The 4 what? What are they called? The 4 Quls, that's right. And which ones were they? Can you remind me again? قل يا أيها الكافرون قل هو الله أحد قل أعوذ برب الفلق and قل أعوذ برب الناس. Okay, well done. Now today we're going to go into something. So there are 4 things we're going to add into our spiritual bank. The third thing today that we're going to add in is called dua. What is it called? Now most people, when you tell them dua, you say do dua, they ask for things. I want this. They think it's like eBay or Amazon. So you go on there, you ask for some stuff, and when it says pay for it, you say spiritual bank. But that's not what dua is. That in Arabic is called talab. What is it called? Talab means to ask for something. Dua means when you call someone. Have you ever used the phone? So when you phone, say your mommy or your daddy or your grandma or your aunt, do you say, hello, how are you, salam alaikum, I want this, and this. Do you do that? No. What do you say when you call someone? What do you say? Sit down and put up your hand, and then I'll ask you to answer. Yes. You call them, you say, salam alaikum. And then what do you say? And then you say, how are you doing? Yes, you say, how are you doing? You don't normally ask for something, do you? Unless it's Eid or Christmas or it's your birthday or something like that. Normally you say, hello, salam alaikum, how are you? And then you say, how was your day? In the same way, dua is talking to Allah. Now, if you were to ask Allah, close your eyes a minute, and you're going to ask Allah, how was your day? What's he going to say? God, I looked after 7 billion people. I looked after the world and all the animals and the plants and the insects and absolutely everything. And then he would ask you, how was your day? And what are you going to say? What you going to say? I went to school, I prayed, I ate, I was really nice to my mama. I was such a good girl or such a good boy. I didn't shout, and I went to majlis. So the first thing in dua is to start with Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Then you have to tell Allah how your day was. And if you are naughty, what do you say? Say within that day, I shouted at mom, or I didn't finish my food, or I didn't brush my teeth, or when she called me, I didn't go to her, what will I say? Astaghfirullah Rabbi wa atubu ilayh. So even before I start salawat, then Astaghfirullah Rabbi wa atubu ilayh. Then I don't start talking. I don't say, oh God, I want, no. I start off by telling him how my day was. I woke up in the morning, I brushed my teeth, I put my clothes on, I did wudu, I prayed Fajr, because I couldn't wake up at 2:15, so I woke up a bit later, before it got qadha. Oh dear, I got qadha. But I woke up, I had my breakfast, I didn't shout at mom, I was really good. I went to school, I learned the whole day. That's what dua is about, telling him all about yourself. Who knows who Zakaria was? Do you know who Zakaria was? Who was Zakaria? Yes. He was one of the prophets. And what was his son's name called? Do you know? What was Zachariah's son's name called? Yes. Try. You're really good. Go on. Do you want to try? It starts with a ya. What was his name? Yes. Anybody want to try with Zachariah's son? Even the mummies, I'm good with them. Yes. Yahya, that's right. And Imam Hussein and Yahya are put together. So Zakaria, when he wanted a baby, he wanted Yahya, he was quite old, but he said, oh God, my hair's gone white, I can't speak very well, I'm getting really, really old, but I want a baby. I want a son who will be really, really good. And Allah gives him who? What was that name you said? Yahya, that's right. So in the same way, before you start dua, you have to tell Allah about your day. And if you're naughty, what you're going to say? Astaghfirullah Rabbi. However, if I'm naughty and I just say Astaghfirullah Rabbi wa atubu ilayh, it's not enough. So say, for example, this is my friend, and say that I was really rude to her. Do you think just by saying Astaghfirullah Rabbi wa atubu ilayh, Allah is going to be all right? So say I was rude to mama. I shouted at her. I didn't eat my food. I said, I don't want this. I don't want that. Why are you making the same thing all over again? What do I have to do first before I do dua? Say sorry to mom. First sorry to mom or dad. Hug them. And hug them so hard and say, do you forgive me? Because I can't do dua without you forgiving me. You think you could do that? Better still, don't do anything wrong. Okay. So what did I say? I forgot. What would I start with? As-salawat. How do I say that? Allahumma. Then I go and say sorry if I've done anything wrong. And then what do I tell Allah? Astaghfirullah Rabbi. And then I tell him about my day. And then I start asking him what I want. Now he told Musa, he said, Musa, ask me for everything. The salt that you put in your food, the shoelaces that you put in your shoes, absolutely everything. Make a list. So every single day, when you're sitting on your musalla, especially for Maghrib Isha, you have to have a list. Now in that list, it's quite important. What would you write? Tell me. Say you had a list in front of you, what would you write? What would you want? Forgive your mom and dad. That is so amazing. Yes. Forgive all the mistakes I've done. That the 12th Imam, oh mashallah, that 12th Imam comes quickly. What else? Help me not to do bad things like stealing and lying. Yeah. You want to... Absolutely right. Now, once you've done all those lovely things you're talking about, all of you talked about some really good things. Now you can say, I don't know what you lot like these days. You don't like sweets and chocolates, do you? Because they spoil your teeth. Oh my goodness. My children get very angry if I give the grandchildren sweets and chocolates. I want fresh fruit and berries. Ew. I want yogurt and not ice cream. Ah! Well, you'll have to ask for all the things your mummies let you. I don't know what happens to your mummies as they grow older. When they were younger, they had sweets and chocolates, but they don't want to give them to you, and that's okay. So you ask all the things that you want, and how do you end your dua? Do you know? I said sandwich it with what? You start with salawat and you end with salawat. What do you say? Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad wa ajil faraja. Now it's good in between to put some du'as from the Quran. And I need you to hear me nice and clear. So who knows du'as from the Quran? Yesterday we talked about it. Rabbana atina fid dunya hasanatan wa fil akhirati hasanatan wa qina adhaban nar. Give me good in this world and good in the akhirah. And I don't want to go anywhere near the fire. I would always do a dua for my mama. Rabbir hamhuma kama rabbayani saghira. Please look after my mom and dad like they looked after me when I was a baby. I would also do the dua for house. Rabbibni li indaka baytan fil Jannah. Rabb, build for me a house with you in Jannah. And finally, I want to be clever. Rabbi zidni ilma. Can you say that with me? Rabbi zidni ilma. So there's 4 du'as I need you to learn from the Quran. Read them with me. Rabbana. Nice and loudly, I can't hear you all. Rabbana atina fid dunya hasanatan wa fil akhirati hasanatan wa qina adhaban nar. Second one. What was the second one? Do you remember? Rabbir hamhuma kama rabbayani saghira. And the third one? Okay, that's the 4th one. That's fine. Rabbi zidni ilma and Rabbi ibni li indaka baytan fil Jannah. I need you to close your eyes. Close your eyes. So the du'as you will ask for is good in this world and good in the hereafter. You will always pray for mom and dad. You will pray for a house in Jannah, and you will pray to being clever. Even if you don't remember the du'as, it's all right. As long as you pray for those 4 things. Are you good? Is that a yes or a no? Okay. So let's go back. I need you to tell me now. What does du'a mean? Yes. Okay, so it's actually talking to Allah, getting to know Him. Talk to Allah, tell Him about your day, and then you tell Him what you really, really, really want. Okay, what else is dua? What else is dua? Yes. And how do I do dua? Okay, how do you put my hands? Show me. Like what? Like this. No, that's how Khojas do dua. Like this. You actually have to go like that. Go. Go put them up. Come on. Khojas go like this. They only want it to themselves. You go up. Up there. Like that. Good. Well done. Now, I'll tell you what Imam Bakir says. Who is Imam Bakir, by the way? Which Imam? 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th. Here's the 5th. He said, whenever you raise your hands in dua, Allah always puts something in them. So when you finish, put them over your face. Come on, let's start. Let's try like that. And then put them over your face. Can you do that? What do you do? Show me. All right, put your hands up, close your eyes, and ask Him for what you want. Start with salawat first. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. And then say, Astaghfirullah Rabbi wa atubu ilayh. And then, Rabbana atina fid dunya hasanatan wa fil akhirati hasana wa qina adhaban nar. Rabbir hamhuma kama rabbayani saghira. Rabbi ibni li indaka baytan fil Jannah. Rabbi zidni ilma. Now ask for what you want. Come on, anything. I don't want to know. Just ask Him for what you want. Even toys. Whatever you want. Just ask Him. And now end with a salawat. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. That is how you do dua every single day. What did we leave out? Because we didn't have time. What did we leave out? Do you know? We left out telling Him what our day was like. You have to tell Him what your day was like. You have to tell Him all the things that you did. That's what dua is about. It's about talking to Him. And when you tell Him how your day was like, you say, tomorrow I want it to be a better day. Are you good with that? Okay. Now I'd like you to sit up, close your eyes, and look down, because we're talking about Karbala. Right. Really close your eyes and look down. Now what you have you can open your eyes for a minute. What you have up there is called the flag of Hazrat Abbas. On top of the mimbar, I've put some green strings. When we finish, your mamas, if they want, they can take a green string, give it to you, and I'll tell you why we do that. You can either touch it to the alam or tie it to the alam or bring it. And every time, and she might put it on your hands, I don't know, it depends on your moms. But when you put it on your hands, you have to remember how brave and how amazing Hazrat Abbas was. That's why you put the string, nothing else. Are you good? Okay, now I'd like to close your eyes and look down. I'm going to tell you something. So even when I was little, like you, and that was many, 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 many years ago, every time I saw that alam, I thought, oh my goodness, that's amazing. Alam actually means a flag. That's not how they look like. Because flags are normally sticks with a piece of cloth at the end, right? There was a reason why they were made like that. Let me tell you. So what happened was, long time ago, after Imam Hussein had died, they carried his body on a stretcher that was made out of these wooden sticks. And people wanted to remember him, so they put a wooden stick. And when they put a wooden stick, they said, well, we can't just carry a wooden stick round. So they put a hand on it. And who does the hand remind you of? Ya Muhammad, Ya Ali, Ya Fatima, Ya Hassan, Ya Hussein. Again, Ya Muhammad, Ya Ali, Ya Fatima, Ya Hassan, Ya Hussein. And when you know the answer to something, what do? You put your hand. So that hand says, Allah has the answer to everything. Now they looked at it and they said, oh, it's just a wooden stick with a hand on it. And then they said, how will we tell people that the person who took the message of Karbala everywhere was a woman? Which woman was it? Who was Imam Hussein's sister who took the message of Karbala everywhere? Sayyidah Zainab. So they put clothes on there, like women's clothes. Normally you'll find a black cloth or a green cloth, or if it's not Muharram, you'll find red, yellow, whatever. Today you've got a cloth that has some stains on it, some red stains that represent what happened to Hazrat Abbas. But it's women's clothes. And you say, oh my goodness, a woman took, can you see the flowers? Do men wear flowers? No. Women wear flowers. And it was Sayyidah Zainab who took the message every single place. And that's how an alam became like that. And then they saw people used to take bits of the alam, because they thought, we have to remind ourselves that this alam is all about Sayyidah Zainab. So what they did was they took pieces of green thread and they stuck it to the alam so people wouldn't tear the alam. What else do you see on the alam? What is that silver thing? It's a water bag. It used to be made out of leather. Right, close your eyes and now you'll know what it's all about. So I'm going to tell you the story of Hazrat Abbas through the eyes of Sayyidah Sakina. Close your eyes. So she goes up to her uncle, and he's never, ever, ever refused her. He's never, ever refused her. So she tells him, I'm really thirsty. I really need some water. I'm really, really thirsty. So he takes his water bag and he goes to Imam Hussein and he says, I have to get some water for Sakina because she's really thirsty. And he says, okay, you have to go. I can't say no to you. So he takes the water bag and he gets on his horse, and he's really brave. He's a really brave soldier. And he goes towards the water. When he gets to the water, he fills the water bag and he says, Alhamdulillah. He picks a bit of water in his hand because he hasn't had water for 3 days. And he looks at it and he throws it back. He says, I can't drink water because Imam Hussein hasn't had water for 3 days. How can I drink water? I remember when I used to go see my mama died. When I used to go and see her, sometimes my flight would get there late in the night and she wouldn't have eaten because she says, I'm waiting for you. That's what people who love you do. So he was coming back. While he was coming back, there were these bullies, not very nice people. They didn't want the water to get to the children. So they hid behind trees and they hurt him really badly. So much so that the water bag just fell. When it fell, all the water spilled out. He was so sad. And they were mean to him as well, and he fell off the horse. And he calls Imam Hussein, and Imam Hussein runs to him, takes his head in his lap, and he says, Abbas, I'm so sorry. And he says, just promise me a few things. Don't take me back to Sakina. I'm so shy that I didn't get water for her. Then he tells him, you've never, ever called me brother. Call me my brother, and I'd like to call you brother as well. And that's how they talked. Sakina is watching all this. She's telling all the children, oh, look, my Uncle Abbas is bringing water. I can see the horse. I can see the sand that the horse is making, because the sand was so dry. When the horses went, the sand came up. Then suddenly she saw it stop. She said, I don't know what's happened. She saw the flag fall. She didn't know what had happened. She didn't know that they had been so mean to him that he just fell. She didn't get any water because the water had all spilled, and the children were thirsty again. I'd like you to close your eyes, really hard, and pray to Allah. Say, Ya Allah, those children who don't have water in the world today, and even today in the world, there are many, many children who don't have water. Ya Allah, we ask you in the name of Abbas to ensure that they get water. Pray to Allah to make you those children that don't waste water. And pray to Allah in the name of Hazrat Abbas to make you really, really brave and really, really good Muslims, just like he was. And those who will hold on to Imam Hussein regardless of what happens. Can we end with the Surah Al-Fatiha, please? Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Ar-Rahmanir Rahim. Maliki Yawmiddin. Iyaka na'budu wa iyaka nasta'in. Ihdina as-siratal mustaqim. Siratal ladhina an'amta alayhim.